General Zubair Mahmood Hayat, Ambassador Jalil Bas Jilani, many distinguished guests, speakers at today's sessions, and above all, students from various universities. We have students from NUST. Can you raise your hands? That's a good number. And students from International Islamic University. All right. And from Quaid-e-Azam University. Did I miss anyone? Any university, other university? NDU? All right. NDU? Lovely. It is such a delight to have, sir. We are particularly honored by your presence. And also we are happy that our students have participated in such large numbers. This is one of the leading guidelines for Sanober Institute to prepare or sensitize our future generation for affairs relating to Pakistan and the rest of the world. As you all are now well aware, the world order that was created in 1945 has all but broken down. I'm happy that DCM Arno has called for resurrecting our faith in the rule-based world order, but for now, it appears that the primary reason for this breakdown to me is that the cardinal principle of interstate relations, the cardinal principle, was respect for each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity. That principle has been jettisoned. And we have seen that happen. And this because of several drivers of change. The first driver of change is the tendency in major powers to use force against their adversaries illegally, blatantly, and indiscriminately to achieve their national goals. So they think that the use of force is now the main arbiter of international relations. They think that the use of force is their only way to achieve their national goals. Accordingly, we have seen major powers using that force in Iraq in 2003, in Israeli genocidal war in Gaza since 2023, and also India's kinetic aggression against Pakistan 3 times during this year, and now recently the 40-day war by the US and Israeli forces against Iran, which is still, in a way, continuing. The second driver of change, hastening world's descent into disorder, is the manner in which this force is now being used. Emerging technologies, particularly lethal technologies, have changed the nature of warfare. Instead of tanks and guns, missiles, drones, and other autonomous lethal weapons are being used, aided by electronic warfare, cyber warfare, and information warfare. As was witnessed in May 2025, Indian aggression against Pakistan, as well as the recent US-Israeli war against Iran, a new phenomena has emerged. Asymmetric and disadvantaged states with lesser conventional power can now fight back thanks to emerging technologies and could defeat or manage better armed adversaries, provided, of course, there is willpower to do so. The third major stress on the prevailing world order is the major power competition, particularly between the United States and China, and also Russia. Many of you have heard of the Thucydides trap. Students, suna hua Thucydides trap ka? Nahi suna? All right. During the tea break, I'm going to brief some of you on that. Where a prevailing dominant power resents the emerging power and both end up in war. So far, there has been no war because the Chinese have a unique policy of peaceful rise until they are in a position to assert their own dominance. This poses a challenge for middle powers on how to manage relations with these two competing big powers. Finally, there are right-wing tendencies in most societies. Immigrants are now being viewed as a security or economic threat. And I'm glad Arno just mentioned that illegal immigration is being curbed, but the legal migration has to be welcomed because that has been the trend of human activity throughout history. Minorities of faith or minorities of race and ethnicity are also being frowned upon and discriminated against. So these four drivers of change have created a very troubled international geopolitical environment. What choices does Pakistan or any middle power have to steer its foreign policy such that this national security is enhanced? The first roundtable that we have is being chaired by Ambassador Jalil Abbas Jilani, our former caretaker foreign minister and former foreign secretary. And he, along with the panelists, would like to seek answers to this vital question on how Pakistan should manage global geopolitics and the changes therein. While geopolitics is turbulent, there are geoeconomic opportunities and challenges. Pakistan is the hub that connects three sub-regions of Asia: Central, West, and South. However, India's hegemonic policies have prevented economic integration in South Asia. That leaves Pakistan to look towards China in the north, Central Asia and Afghanistan in the northwest, Iran and beyond in the west, and the Gulf region in the southwest. With China-Pakistan economic corridor already underway, there are emerging opportunities in the wake of the war in the Gulf to reassert Pakistan's position as a hub of connectivity and transshipment. We would be expected to promote, in order to do all that, of course, we would be expected to promote meritocracy, rule of law, justice and self-reliance through industrialization. The second roundtable under Senator Mushahid Hussain will identify these opportunities and the ways to address the attending challenges, particularly security challenges. And Senator Mushahid Hussain is traveling, but he must have arrived early morning, but he was very kind, and he said after resting a little bit, he will certainly come to chair that roundtable. With its diplomatic and military global profile risen, the country needs to see how it can break the economic glass ceiling. That brings me to the biggest asset that Pakistan has: the youth of Pakistan. You young ladies and gentlemen, we are a young country with 68% of our population below 30 and 40% below 18. These are intelligent, hardworking, and innovative minds. They need to be nurtured and guided towards revitalization of Pakistan's polity. That requires the state to provide them basic amenities of life and opportunities for education, good health, and employment. We therefore must create an enabling environment for our youth, which is our remarkable national resource that has largely remained underutilized. The third roundtable under Major General Zahid Mahmood, and we are very glad that he is here. He was also traveling and very kind. He is a principal of a center in the NAST, would discuss all these issues relevant to our youth and the emerging technologies and provide recommendations for our policymakers. I wish to thank a host of illustrious scholars, practitioners, and academics. Many of them are here. Some of them have been my colleagues in the previous incarnation, who have come here to put their minds together and craft recommendations for policymakers of Pakistan.